Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together.
Yeah, here we go. We're ready to go. We're back in the dorm. We're gonna go to hell.
Okay.
Wait.
I have to admit something.
What?
So when I first saw the bat pillow on the bed, I didn't know it was a bat. So my brain thought it was a kitty cat pillow with like pigtails.
I thought it was just a kitty cat with like a werecat, so it had big, huge, giant, fluffy paws.
Okay, I can see that.
So that was
also
that was what
long mutton chops.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why you had that, but like I did not. I just was like, it just had big paws.
Yep. Okay, I can see that. But yeah, now knowing it's a bat, it's very cute.
I was really lucky to not get burnt yesterday, given how long I was out. Maybe the spores from that cottage rejuvenated skin and left a healthy glow on your fur. So like I mentioned from the last one, I didn't actually realize that we were truly an albino character, and also that we had shampoo, basically.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen, which is really kind of neat.
And I'm just like, I don't think mold spores are a sunscreen.
Though, looking at my gaunt, tired face in the mirror, I doubted it.
Right. So I was gonna say, I haven't known any albinos, but I have known albino rats, like our character.
Yeah.
Yes.
I finally... Mouse.
Oh, sorry. Mouse.
I don't think we're
I've known one albino mouse.
Oh.
One.
One.
I'm trying to remember their name. Shoot.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I finally got around to clearing up the cereal I spilt yesterday. Better late than never, I guess. And it's actually
Good
gone!
job!
Hey,
Well done.
I ended up just fucking about on my laptop to keep my mind off of things while I waited for Nikita. There was a sudden knock at my door.
Trixie, Glimmer, Smith, stop writing weird monster erotica and open up!
I slammed my laptop shut. I still don't know if she was spying on me or if it was a lucky guess. I threw some old underwear behind my bed in a vain attempt to seem less disgusting and lurched over to the door. I opened it up and Nikita marched into my room, almost knocking me over.
She would, sounds like
a
her.
Chase! Hi, Nikita!
You have the book?
Nice to see you too.
It's not nice. Cat the crap, Trixie. Where's the play?
Fine, whatever. But look, we need to talk about some stuff, okay? Some weird shit happened when I was finding this. I rummaged around in my bag for the book, eventually pulling out the scaled yellow tome.
Wow. It's really real.
For once, Nikita seemed almost speechless. She walked over to me, seemingly unable to wait to get a hold of it. I handed it over, but part of me wanted to keep it for myself, if just for its value. Nikita was about to undo the ribbon and leaf through its pages, but I put my hand on it, stopping her. She shot me an angry look and almost pulled away. Nikita, seriously, we need to talk. I told her everything I remembered about yesterday. My time exploring Daffodil Lane, the missing squirrels, the abandoned cottage, the skulls, the ghost, waking up in a field. I told her I didn't know where the play had come from. Nikita, I think we need to talk to someone. The police, maybe. There were skulls in the basement. This isn't just some silly thing.
Trixie, those skulls were obviously props. You said yourself, there's an artist on that road. They always do weird shit like that. Always. And no offense, but the options here are either 1, you saw a ghost. Or 2, you, the person who reads Ghost Porn all day, were sleep deprived, dehydrated, overheating, and breathing mold spores, and imagined ghosts when you saw some spooky props.
We have actually talked about that. It is a real possibility, and they have questioned throughout history, actually, of whether or not a lot of stuff could just be attributed basically to unsanitary conditions.
And altered states.
Yes, altered states. People fuck themselves up on purpose, but these were largely
people
accidents.
Do it on accident as well. I really like the idea that she actually covers all of these things, going, you know what? I dislike that she's being dismissive.
I mean,
I'm
aggressive. Shocked that Nikita isn't doing the logical thing that every character loves doing, going, or the third option, which is, we admit to the police that you broke into a house that you were just not supposed to go to, that was a crime scene, and you contaminated. Yeah, I'm
blackmail.
Or you go to blackmail. That's the fourth option.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Basically going, so you want to go to the police and tell them you did something wrong? Well, we can't do that, which I assumed was blackmail.
Okay, I've seen some people say that, or they just go blatantly going, why would you do this? You get yourself in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's not going to do anything to help you.
Probably not. No, probably not. So it'd probably be more blackmail if she was going to bring it up.
But I like that she's actually just like, I dislike again that she's attacking, but I like that she's like, let's think about this logically. All of these things are true about you.
Right.
Yes. Then you forgot half the day and fainted in the field after finding the play in the cottage.
It was a good point, but I still felt unsure. I called the police anyway, or I agreed with Nikita. We are a pushover.
We will agree with Nikita.
Like Nikita in front of us, we have already said going, I'm deeply subby,
Uh-huh.
which, in a really unhealthy way, I would probably say that you are. Probably because you're basically terrified of being shoved out of the in-group and not being considered one of the gals.
So just an important thing real quick from various playthroughs that we've had where people have commented on various things, and also on Twitch, going, when you are subby, it doesn't mean you're behaving as a sub in a, like, BDSM relationship.
Yes.
It means you're submissive.
Yeah.
And those are different things.
They're very different things, and I get very frustrated where people, like, conflate them a lot. Though I do kind of wonder, again, of the character going, like, it might be some sort of, again, because this is obviously fiction, but some level of also the writer / the character going, like, it's obviously an extreme situation anyway, and it is very goofy, so saying that is also a way to just kind of make it hot and silly.
Well, there are also some social conflations where people go, no, but that's what submissive means.
Right.
Going, if you're behaving like your dog is being submissive towards you, it's like, that's when it's, submissive. But if your person's being submissive, oh, they're like a sub.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that one. Anyway,
Yeah.
we agreed.
I agreed with Nikita. I sighed. You're right, the police are totally corrupt anyway. Thanks, capitalism.
Honestly, nice.
Nice.
All cops are bad. Alright, there. I told you it was pointless. Now, just keep it for yourself and I'll help you with your coursework again. Keep it to yourself once I finish reading the play, naturally. Is this a deal, Smith?
Is that?
Is that a deal, Smith?
I felt wrong for not trying harder to get the police to check out that cottage. I mean, it is a thing. Like, I imagine, like, if it were me, I could totally be like, I'm completely overwhelmed now, and then sort of in the dark of the night, when you feel really guilty, you call.
You probably call anyway.
Like,
yeah.
I understand
an anonymous call being like, I saw someone breaking into one of the cottages.
There's also, though, the thing, as some people have pointed out, if you don't have the police, who else are you supposed to call? Which is actually one of the reasons why they go, cops are really bad at it, because they're really not trained for anything else is the big problem. That's why a lot of people, so the discussion about all cops are bad is centered on the fact of going, the institution of being a cop is useless because it's about basically reinforcing basically people in power. It's not about actually, it's about enforcing classism. And that was actually originally what the cops were put into place for. So if we're going to talk about, critical race theory at all, it's just basically this examination of, historically speaking, and it continues to be a point of, interest, I guess, that there is still a lot of sexism, racism, and stuff that was influenced by those decisions in the past. It continues to be a present aspect.
So
right?
the classism is still largely drives them, especially monetary classism.
And again, they're not really always there to help you. They are just there to stop whatever the heck is going on, or sometimes just to throw people in jail or reinforce a system.
I see. One of the things that people have talked about is even when cops are trying to be good cops, one, the system is not designed to help them do that.
It's not.
But two, they are not trained to do everything they're supposed to do. They're expected to be social workers and firefighters and medical technicians and dispute resolvers. Like, they're expected
domestic
to do
violence,
counselors, and they're expected
talk
to be,
people down from suicide.
Yeah, like, they're expected to do absolutely everything, and they have 6 weeks of training to do it. And most of that is like combat and fitness.
And that's largely
and
all the
profiling.
And profiling, which is incredibly racist. So that's why we're saying, focusing on something other than cops is a good thing.
But it's hard to go somewhere else, because where else do you go?
Well, and that's the thing. We would create other institutions, and honestly, we do actually have other stuff. We just give people more resources, too. And we have, so anyway, I knew it was selfish of me to ignore what might have been a huge deal, but I needed Nikita's help. I couldn't face the idea of going back to my parents after fucking up my education and not talking to them for months. I let out an audible sigh. Again, I'm just sighing so much, whatever, as long as we're even now.
Of course we are. I never lie.
I wasn't sure I believed that.
Well, I'm off to read this. I do appreciate your service, Trixie. As much as I hate to admit it, I'll draft your coursework for you in a day or two. You have to finish it yourself, though. I'm not your mother. Well, yeah, she's not doing your homework for you. She's helping you. She's giving you the outlines.
Yeah, she is. Nikita was being uncharacteristically nice. Maybe she was lying to me?
Anyway, you should get some sleep. You look like shit.
Or not. I thought, as Nikita marched out of my room, the king in yellow clutched tightly against her chest. Thanks, Nikita. I stumbled back into my bed. Nikita was exhausting.
Yes.
A bear.
Bye. This is way earlier than I usually wake up, and you know what? Bye.
A buzzing woke me up a few hours later. Someone was calling me. I was groggy and confused, so no different to normal. I reached for my phone, and through my bleary eyes, I could make out Heidi's name on the screen.
Oh. Hey, you owe me a job.
Hi. Broken phone. Phone. I stopped when a bit of drool fell out of my mouth. Have you been good with naps?
I need you to come to my shop at like 5 today.
I am so used to hearing you do Trixie's voice right now, my brain keeps going, why are you not doing the Trixie voice? I actually really like the voice, so that's just me.
I'm glad, thank you. Don't bug out now. You owe me for that crowbar, remember?
I did, and it wasn't like I had anything else to do. Besides, it would be good to get outside and distract myself for a while, even if I should have been working on my report. Okay, I'll help.
You know what's funny? Because even though this game announces specifically we're going to have inconsistencies and we're going to have, like, you know, basically a sanity meter so you can have an unreliable narrator. Like, literally, like, you are going to have an unreliable narrator in cases. They have so many consistencies in the visuals, it's really neat. Like, the phone stays broken, your outfits are consistent, the cereal disappears when you clean it up, those kinds of things.
Right.
Also, your backpack's not on because you were just sleeping.
Yeah, right.
It's very thoughtful, anyway, and I think it's neat.
It's your line.
Oh, sorry. Good. My shop. At 7. Don't be late. I have a taser.
Whoa.
It's not a kinky sex thing.
Well,
though.
wait! Okay.
Huh.
Everyone is so rude to me.
Yes.
I curled back up in bed. I was still pretty tired. I had half a day to kill until Heidi needed me, and I didn't want to sit here stewing on my own thoughts all day.
I say, actually, not everyone. Inside of the pastry shop, the gays were nice to you.
The gays were nice to you.
On the other hand, everyone's gay.
Yes.
I feel like that should be in the lines of this game, you know, the blah blah blah, unreliable narrator, sanity meter, this and that, trying to fight a play, and everyone's gay.
And everyone is gay.
Yep.
Well, yesterday had fucked me up pretty badly, whether I wanted to show it or not. I'd found a coupon for a free bottle of sugar rabies in my sock drawer a few weeks back, so I figured since I had nothing else to do, I could head to town and use it. Fair. Sugar rabies. Sugar babies. The sugar babies.
Yeah, it's okay.
Anyway, the shopkeeper let slip that the only reason Sugar Core was giving the stuff away for free was because anyone who drank a can lost an average of 3 teeth, so no one was buying it anymore. I guess they were hoping people would risk a bottle for free and end up hooked on its dubiously legal chemicals. I knew better than to wrangle with that since I didn't have many teeth, being a rat and all. Oh, I guess we are a rat.
I thought we were a rat.
I thought we were a mouse. Anyway,
we're just cute, that's all.
We are very cute. We have really large ears for being, however, a
rat?
A rat.
This is a cartoon. I know, but it's a cartoon.
But again, like this, so the thing again that
also
I usually
very
go off
thin tail for a rat.
That's why I was like,
but
you're
you know
gonna
what?
go for a caricature.
Starved, emaciated, tiny little rat.
Tiny.
Disorganized, anxious little rat.
Yes.
Yes.
Tiny mess.
Yes.
You're a fucking capitalist. My phone's clock said it was almost midday and I hadn't really eaten yet. I figured I'd combine breakfast and lunch. I decided to call this new meal Lunchfest. So we became suddenly second breakfast.
Yes.
My thoughts were cut off when a familiar figure tapped on the window next to me. I recognized Greg, the small sugar glider from yesterday.
Yes!
I'd wandered past the bakery without realizing it. I guess my subconscious was telling me to get Lunchfest at Greg's.
Also, you know how offended those hobbits would be if you combined the first 4 meals of the day?
They might be really delighted, but then they would expect you to do about 2 hours later to have another one.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's just how that works, just feast all day.
Yeah, feast all day.
Hi, Greg.
Alright, they're like, sure, you can combine them. But if you combine them, what it means that you eat for the length of all of those meals. Oh my god.
Yep.
Hey, Trixie, are you here for some tasty treats?
Yeah, I guess so. I looked around at the selection. The triple chocolate muffin I'd eaten yesterday had been really nice. I did kind of want to try something new though, like the pizza. Asked for the muffin anyway, took the healthy option and asked for a vegetable roll. It sounds like you really are like,
it sounds like you're just gonna go for the muffin. Oh wait, you were thinking something new?
I was thinking something new, but I guess when countered with that, so, based on this character is a little bit more. So I don't mean that always eating triple chocolate muffins is gonna be deeply unhealthy for you. There are, but the big thing, like this is not a health thing I want to get into right now, but I'm just like, based on this character and what they consider to be destructive, they would probably go for the triple chocolate muffin anyway.
So I was gonna say is when it says took the healthy option and asked for a vegetable roll, that doesn't mean I wanted to try something else. It means, oh, that sounds like guilt and going, oh, I shouldn't really get another one, I should get something healthier.
Which is actually really interesting because I was expecting like a third option, even to just go pick something new. Yeah, like do pizza.
Or being like, can I just have something different?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like actually, the dichotomy of these choices are a little strange.
Which is why I think also it works well for me with the character we've established so far, where you're thinking about triple chocolate muffin. You loved the triple chocolate muffin. You're going, well, I should get something else, and then you panic and like, look at you, triple chocolate muffin. You know?
Right? Oh, I should get something else. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I picture based on what she's done so far.
Yeah, she has done that. Maybe a triple choc muffin would be nice.
Coming right up.
Greg scurried back behind the counter and placed the food into a little paper bag. Fortunately, I'd remembered to bring my wallet today.
It's nice to see you again. Sorry the bakery was so busy yesterday. I could see it was making you anxious. It's a lot calmer today.
The fact that I yawn at this, it's okay. Actually, it sounds really good, just it's really dark.
It
right
does.
now. I'm like,
works.
it's freaking noon, and it's almost like it looks like it's like 6 p.m. And it's really confusing my brain.
Dim as hell.
The fact that 2 customers are considered busy made me feel slightly bad for Greg. Was the bakery not doing well? Oh, no problem. Sorry for being weird yesterday. It was kind of hot and I'd already fainted once and, I get anxious about buying stuff. Greg laughed sympathetically.
Honestly, Greg is very perceptive, though, going, I could tell that you were anxious as a customer, and I'm going to assume why, but it's a reasonable assumption. And then go from there.
Right.
That's very charming. I am this, over-enthusiastic and possibly a slightly disorganized, business runner, even if I'm a great, baker.
Right.
Kind of thing, because, pizza in your display case, but it's
I
fine.
know,
And also not charging anybody for most things. Anyway. Oh, no. I hope you're feeling better today. Here, have a bottle of water on the house. You should stop you. That should stop you fainting again.
I felt bad for accepting something for free, given my suspicions about Greg's financial situation. Oh, no. That's okay, I'll live. No hiking in the sun for me today. Oh, God.
Okay. Well, the offer's there. I wouldn't want any of my friends fainting.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You're adorable.
Their friendliness almost reminded me of Parsnip, though thankfully Greg seemed to be capable of conversations and had an actual personality.
Parsnip, I'm in your face. That's not very friendly.
Okay, so I will say that I find that to be deeply funny. The characters, you clearly don't have a personality. Now, I know people make snap judgments all the time, and we've made fun of stories basically for doing that.
Yes.
Let alone characters, because there is sort of a thing that we try to stop ourselves on doing, which is making snap judgments. They can be useful, but past the point, you should be really careful about them. So in this case, I'm like, you've literally met Parsnip once.
It's true.
So here's me calling out the character. You've met Parsnip once. I understand they were deeply overwhelming. They could have been hyped up on something. They could have been overwhelmed. They could have been doing any number of things. You literally have only met them once. It doesn't mean you have to go pursue more relationship with them, but...
That could be standard Parsnip, but we don't know since we haven't played the Parsnip game anyway.
And I didn't even know what it is.
You seem to like cakes, Trixie. Do you make any yourself?
I shook my head. I don't really do much baking, or cooking in general, really. I basically just eat snacks and drink energy drinks. I probably have 4 years left to live.
Oh, no, I hope not.
They giggled.
Don't you like cooking?
I don't mind cooking, but I have a kind of short attention span, so my food usually ends up burnt.
Okay,
actually, I kind of wonder if Greg is actually non-binary.
Oh, it's possible.
Because, so everybody actually does tend to have fairly specific, again, we just have magic, I know everybody's pronouns.
Pronouns.
So I'm assuming, because I don't remember Bluebell, the cow.
I don't remember anyone gendering Greg.
Yeah.
Greg.
So
Greg is a great name.
Greg is a great name.
It is a good name.
So what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that sounds like me when I was young trying to learn to cook. If I didn't stay at this thing, staring at the thing, I could not remember that it existed.
Okay, I did
until
that.
something went wrong.
Okay, I will completely own up to the fact that I did that once, and I was borrowing, because I didn't have the money, I was borrowing my landlady's pots and pans.
Right.
And I burned stuff, and she got really upset at me, and just like, here, I'll just give you these, and go get myself my own stuff. And I was like, sorry. I really didn't mean to. It was late at night, I was tired. Yeah, I just...
Well, and then the burning doesn't necessarily ruin your cookery, but it does offend a lot of people.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, that burnt.
I usually end up burnt. That was a slight understatement. The fire brigade had been called twice since I started uni, thanks to me. I used to bake bread with my parents when I was younger, but we just kind of stopped at some point when I got older. Oh, that's deeply relatable. Actually, so when I was growing up, my mom actually... So from... Holy shit. From basically, I think, August... past December, maybe even July.
Okay.
It depended. My mom would start baking, and so she made rolls and pies and, oh god, just a ton of them. And we had a second freezer, a second huge large freezer that was out in our garage, and my mom would just fill it with pies. And I'm talking like pumpkin pie, pecan pie, apple pie, like all kinds of pies and rolls. And it drove me and my older siblings bonkers.
Well,
because it was just all this food. Because, and cookies.
Either, right?
I forgot the cookies. So many fucking cookies. Yeah, and none of the food, especially if it was nice and it came out great and it wasn't burned, it would always go to somebody else. So we usually got the leftover / burn stuff.
Yep. So
because my mom wanted to be polite, and and I was like,
see, and going the same direction, saying that's relatable, not really in as much detail as Scandal here, but going. I used to do a lot of baking or cooking with my mom, and it just kind of tapered off as I got older. Like it just sort of slowly went away. Now my mom's as I've mentioned before, my mom's disabled, and there's been, like, her energy levels are very unpredictable. And so it's like, it wasn't like a scheduled, standardized thing every year, but like every year we try to do something between or around the holiday season as she had energy, either making zucchini bread or making apple butter or making like, like something like that.
That actually makes me especially sad, because recently we got some zucchini for free, and the zucchini went bad real fast. And we could have made zucchini bread, because we were both going, what do we make with this?
I'm like, you know what? Damn. Next time we get zucchini bread,
we should make zucchini bread. We're gonna do it. All right, it'll happen. We'll put it up on Tumblr.
It just kind of slowly disappears. Like some of these like things that you do with your parents when you're young, they just kind of slowly go away. And it's interesting to think that there's no real landmark when the last time I baked zucchini bread with my mom is. It just stopped.
Yeah. I wonder if one of the reasons why it didn't stop a lot with me growing up was that my mom felt more obligated to me than it sounds like a lot of other people, like with their parents, are like, yeah, we used to do a lot of stuff together, and just sort of petered off. And I'm like, I imagine some of that was because they're like, well, you're doing your own thing, you're going to school, you have your own friends. The expectation is that you're going to go do other stuff, not, bake with your parents. Right?
Aw, that's sad. I used to bake with my dad a lot. It was really fun. It's probably why I ended up being a baker. I could always use some help here. Oh, job? Job? I could teach you to bake treats.
It was a really kind offer. I did want to learn baking if it was just another way to fuel my sugar addiction. Oh, jeez, that's really kind. Except for the fact that actually a lot of people are really addicted to sugar, and they do actually talk about how high fructose corn syrup is incredibly addicting because of how concentrated it is. Like, it is so much sugar, it's so much unnatural amounts of sugar. It's like crack.
It is literally a drug. It does different things to you, but it is a drug.
Right, and it's based on what I understand from what I heard briefly. I try to remember if it was on my Twitter feed or if it was James Stephanie Sterling, where they actually talked about there are separate sections, like in the UK, in the supermarket, where they go, these items have high fructose corn syrup. So if you live in the United States and you're just used to that being everywhere, they're like, it's a controlled substance in other countries.
Yep, it is.
It is so intense.
And you're only allowed to use like certain, like limited amounts of it in products that are saleable for people.
Right, exactly. Yes. And they do have like apparently like a section that's just like, this is the crack section.
So you know.
Yeah. Oh, Chase, that's really kind. I feel like I just waste your time, though. I'm a bit of a fuck-up, and you probably don't need that when you're already having money I trailed off. Greg seemed to see where I was going. I was worried I'd upset them, but they seemed to hide it.
If you don't feel up to it, don't worry. I know tomorrow morning probably won't be very busy, though, so feel free to come along if you change your mind.
That's very sweet.
Really, Greg, I love Greg.
I love Greg.
Like, in this moment, I love Greg.
This is Greg's supremacy right now.
All right, no, we stand Greg.
I did like the idea, and Greg was really sweet. I'm also really shocked. Okay, so I've lived in a college town, and I am stunned that a bakery sweet store is struggling. Like, especially near the the university / college.
Right.
Like, oh my god.
On the other hand, this is again Trixie's perception.
Oh, that's true.
So that's helpful.
Yeah, that's actually fair. Though there also could be, so depending on the swing of basically, like, everybody going, we must, like, again, that thing we had about, high fructose corn syrup, you could actually be having a sort of university culture thing where they're all going, we won't eat sugar, kind of like trying to be, we will be more healthy, which is fine and supportive, but that can also mess people up where they're like, this is literally my business.
I say, also, you could have a Walmart on the other end of the street which sells them cheaper.
Oh,
Not the same thing, but they sell cheaper.
And everybody goes because I'm a college student or a university and I don't have money. Yeah.
On the other hand, Greg might be doing fine and was being really nice by going, it was really crowded because I saw that you were clearly having a social anxiety experience.
Right.
So it doesn't matter that two people isn't really crowded. It was me being sympathetic to you.
Yes, absolutely.
So who knows?
Who knows?
But anyway, I love Greg.
I do too. Oh, thanks, Greg. I'll think about it.
I also love Greg with 2 G's.
Sorry, I'm kind of a mess right now. It's been a tough few days. Weeks. Years.
No worries. Just let me know if you're coming along. Would you like my number? I'd talk some more, but I have to make delivery in a few minutes. Oh, you are selling things. See?
Good. They motioned towards a wedding cake. A lovely icy statue of two cute mice girls kissing sat on the top.
Yes!
Oh, sure, yeah.
One, excellent gay marriage.
Yes.
And the bakery does not refuse gay cakes, so points for that.
Still...
Also, COVID safe, doing deliveries instead of going in for your food. Points all around.
We're here without a mask. No.
Oh no, it's okay. Don't breathe too close to your computer.
It's
right
okay.
now.
They're only cartoons. I don't think they will.
Right.
Greg, pass me a business card.
Great. Thanks, Trixie. I better close up. I'll see you soon.
See ya, Greg. Goodbye. I waved goodbye and left the bakery munching on my food.
I have to say that my friend's NB meter is pretty good.
Yes.
NB detector.
I expected Belle would be at the Attic Mouse Bar down the road, and I figured I may as well give her a visit to waste some time before I met Heidi later, if just to show off I wasn't ignoring her offer, actually.
Ooh.
The Attic Mouse had a warm, friendly atmosphere, and I was relieved to see their drinks were super cheap, by bar standards, at least. I walked inside and found it was pretty quiet, understandably ready, really, given the time of day. Belle was sat in a corner by herself with several glasses of alcohol in front of her. I'm not really into alcohol, so I dropped £10 on the bar, £10 on the bar to pay for my pint of cola and walked over to her.
That is an expensive cola. If that's a cheap bar, oof.
Hey. Hey, Trixie. Nice to see you came along.
You're adorable.
Sadly, no one else has. Well, we pre-ordered drinks, so more for me, I guess. She downed one of her shots. I'm not good with groups anyway. Do a lot of people usually show up? Well, there's Craig, who you've met, my pal, the Rose, an artist from down Daffodil Lane Way.
Oh no,
wait! I know the Rose, the tall rabbit, right? Huh? No way. Nice lady.
That's amazing.
She hasn't turned up recently, though. She's, well, she ain't been feeling great recently. It's hard for her to find the energy to hang out, you know? There's also Heidi. She's cool, a little scary, but a great gal. She runs a shop here in town. I met her yesterday too. She's more than a little scary though. She's all bark and no bite. Doesn't get on so well with the Rose. They almost ended up glassing each other a few weeks back when Heidi said neo-punk biker art was better than neo-punk bohemian art. I don't know what either of those are, so I didn't think it was my place to mediate, you know?
That's very charming, honestly.
Jeez, wow. It's weird how I literally met all of you by chance yesterday. Actually, almost too weird, I thought. That is weird. We all know each other, and now we all know you, too. She took another sip of her drink. I copied her and sipped my cola. Sorry.
Cola.
I felt a little awkward and just ended up staring at the TV in the corner for a bit. Just a bit. The Prime Minister was giving a speech about sheepsick.
Brexit.
It's sheepsick.
This is such a timely game. I don't know when this was made, but I appreciate all of their references.
I do too.
So much. Like, a lot of games that we've encountered throw in, like, joke references to things, but not, like, political joke references, and I appreciate these.
Right.
So much.
I rolled my eyes. I was getting pretty tired of hearing about it non-stop for the last 2 years. This is getting ridiculous. Leaving the Northwest Union just because its official sheep mascot bit the Prime Minister's 4-year-old. It's so petty. Exactly. She didn't want a kid getting bit. She shouldn't have let her roll around the grass and then go pet a sheep.
Ugh.
We both shook our heads and tutted.
Okay, but that is such a statement of going, you literally primed this to happen and then bitched about it. And like specifically the kid, you flavored yourself like grass and then wandered over to a sheep unsupervised.
Which was also like an unnatural sheep. So I appreciate the allegory here. It's a little messy in regards, it's like the Zootopia allegory. It doesn't quite work the same because you have people who were involved making choices, and in this case, what you had is an animal that doesn't have any level of human intelligence or like, it feels sort of like trying to boil down a really complex social issue that was very large to going, it was just like this thing. You did this thing. It feels like slut shaming, the slut shaming argument. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where like it feels like it's boiling down too far?
Okay, so I would disagree a little bit. Having not a huge like political head on my shoulders, if I will. What I'm gonna say is it sounds more like when people go, well, what happened here was,
right.
And it's relatively simple, but it also has a really clear path of creation. It's kind of just going, it was like that.
Okay.
And I feel like the game is trying to keep it simple because the game is relatively simple, and also that fits Trixie's language really well and his in character.
And probably also at the same time too, when you're actually involved, it probably feels like that. Where you're just like, you really did do this shit. Like,
well, it's like if you watch Trump get elected.
Yeah.
Like you can see exactly what the steps are and go, well, basically the way this happened was.
Yeah.
And you can make it sound as basic as you rolled your child in grass and threw them in a sheep.
Yeah, no, okay, that's fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. So you're like a milk woman, right? That sounds kind of fun, driving around and seeing places all over. I don't get out much, so, nah, it sucks. Oh. Not much traveling either anymore, I'm afraid. Oh, of course. When you were talking to Greg yesterday, you said you only go to North Acres now, right? North Acres. Yeah.
Yeah.
A nasty place. Why? She squinted at me quizzically. It's just like I studied local history and stuff. North Acres is meant to be really good for that, right? It's kind of old-fashioned and remote, despite being only a few miles from town. I've wanted to take a look around there, but it's kind of hard to get to. I couldn't find any buses that go that way, and no way am I paying for a taxi. Yeah, they shoot down every proposal for a bus route. I think I might be the only person outside interaction they get besides the postman.
Oh.
They're a weird lot. I try not to spend too much time there.
Sounds like a gated community. A snobby gated community.
It does. Or, again, a very highly conservative gated community,
that one, yeah.
too. She shrugged and took another drink. But hey, if you want to have a peep around there, you're welcome to come along tomorrow morning.
Oh no.
Wow, I mean, if it isn't an issue.
Hang on. Okay, this suddenly just
you
reminds
get to have
me...
a choice.
I was gonna say, okay, but this suddenly sounds very much like two people have invited you to do something at the same time, and you're gonna have to pick between them.
Oh, this will be fascinating.
It's like the meeting in the flesh, diversion dichotomy. If you
Right.
get to spend time with one, but not both.
But, oh wow, I mean, if it isn't an issue, but we're gonna have an issue in the next one.
Yeah, we'll have to find out if it is an issue.
Hi!
In the next one.
So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. This is fantastic. I still think this game is deeply a delight. I do love... I don't know if it's just me, because I did kind of come back to this a little bit mentally, kind of in my own space, going, did I sort of, like, project my own anxieties? But it just seems sort of, like, insecure, anxious, like, rattle off, run through things really quickly. So, I don't know. It's fun for me, so I hope you guys are having fun, too. It's really great to have you here. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos. Again, if you're having fun, it actually does help us interact with the algorithm on YouTube. They do promote us more the more that you interact. So whatever that looks like. Again, no obligations though. It's just really helpful if you do. We love having you guys around. And if you also want to support the channel, again, more directly, since we do have goals for getting new computers and getting other games that we can play on the channel, please feel free to go check out like our Ko-Fi and our Patreon and our Twitch and our Tumblr and our Instagram. We've got a bunch of other places we would love to see you at.
Yep.
And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!